You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's Wife. Paparazzi Car Chase, Part 5. Loving every second. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I hope you have got your shovels to hand, because there's a lot of bullshit to shovel away as a consequence of the manufactured car chase that's been created by Harry's wife, narcissist that she is, for the purposes of course, certain control over those that read about it, watch the videos, comment upon it, and provide, of course, fuel, albeit much of it challenge fuel. There she is, wearing her grandmother's bedspread, emerging from purchasing an award at the Women of Vision, and then all hell apparently breaks loose. Now, as I explained in Part 4, it's a completely manufactured situation. What I'm going to do in Part 5 is display for you a photograph which tells you everything that you need to know about the participants in this absolute clusterfuck of a shit show of manufactured, charlatan-based nonsense. I'm bringing the photograph up for you now. There you have it. There's the picture. It's one of the paparazzi pictures that was taken as a consequence of this high-speed, near-catastrophic, aggressive pursuit. Bullshit. It's the interior of a cab, because after all, what you always do when you're travelling in an SUV with blacked-out windows so that you can't be photographed is that you then go and get in a taxi with clear windows so that you can be photographed. This shows the interior. First of all, Harry. Harry's not in on this. And he sat there with his phone, presumably either trying to watch Peppa Pig to settle his jangled nerves, or he's filming the paparazzi. You're photographing and filming me, I'm filming you back. Ah! He sits there, hand up against his face obscured from the other side by his iPhone. You've seen from other pictures that he does look rather miserable in the back of the taxi. Clearly, he's not in on the ruse. He's not that good an actor. And he's upset. It might, of course, be bringing back memories of what happened to his mother, which, of course, is precisely what Harry's wife wants. So he sits there, agitated. You can see at least he's got his seatbelt on. And accordingly, the whole affair is upsetting him, agitating him, irritating him, leading him to undertake some filming. Nearest the camera, we have Doria. She is looking pensively downwards. At first, perhaps she's rolling a big fat blunt and is focused on that. But it also looks like she's looking at something on her phone in a studious attempt to ignore the sole paparazzo that is taking photographs from outside of the cab. She is at least attempting to look like it's disconcerting. She possibly is not in on the ruse also, and therefore her reaction is one of consternation. Nevertheless, she will be enjoying the fuel as she's a narcissist herself. Alternatively, she is in on it, knows all about it, and is playing along by acting, by feigning looking like she's troubled by it all. But at least there's a degree of acting going on. Because then as we come to the actress, well, look at her. Sat in the centre, doesn't appear to be wearing a seatbelt, although perhaps her arms are obscuring it, but it doesn't look like it. Wrapped up in Grandma's bedspread. She sits there. She's not anguished. She's not upset. She is loving every second of the drama. Hands poised over what looks like her phone. She's staring straight ahead. But her narcissism can't help but that little smug smirk make an appearance. Why? Because she's getting high off the fuel. She's getting high off the fuel of Harry's reaction to all of this drama, him getting upset, him perhaps wetting his nappy as a consequence of being frightened that the same fate might belie them as happened to his mother, even though they're not actually moving at anything above 5 miles per hour. But his upset, his fear, his anxiety has been created by her manufacturing this scenario, and she's drinking deep of the huge amounts of fuel that are coming from him. And of course, as the intimate partner primary source, it's hugely potent. So she's getting a right old fuel fest from Harry. Her mother's responses, either natural because she doesn't know what's going on, or feigned because she does, and nevertheless responses which are occasioned by what Harry's wife has manufactured. Her mother is a non-intimate secondary source. The fuel coming from her is not as potent, but it's fuel nevertheless. The reaction of the driver, a tertiary source, will be providing her with fuel. He probably just thinks, I've got to get him out of here. And he might be swearing like a trooper. And then there's the other gentleman who seems to be some kind of bodyguard, etc., the one who exited the taxi, and he, in the pictures, also looks suitably flustered, evidently isn't in on the deal, and therefore his reactions will be similar. Yet sat amongst them all, serene, revelling in the chaos that she's causing, is the Duchess of Overseas. And you can see it. That is the face not only of somebody who knows that it's manufactured, but it is the face of somebody that is drinking on all of the fuel. Now, again, remember that although there's preparatory work that has gone into this, namely, after tonight's event, we will stage a pseudo car chase, this has undoubtedly be something that has been cooked up by her agency, and she has gone along with. Furthermore, because she's an unaware narcissist who operates in the moment, she hasn't thought through the ramifications of this. She hasn't thought through the fact that the vast majority of people have immediately called foul on it, seeing it as a manufactured event, with the consequent threats to control that generates. Her behaviour demonstrates that she has no emotional empathy whatsoever for Harry, upsetting him in this way, as of course she has no emotional empathy for the people that she's attempting to dupe, although failing badly. But she's loving every second of this, lapping up the fuel that's flowing to her, in terms of the reaction of the paparazzi, her husband, her mother, the driver, the bodyguard, and also no doubt gaining some thought fuel from the headlines, and believing that she's oh so clever. That face, the smirk, is from the receipt of the fuel that's coming. And the narcissism can't keep that arrogance, that self-satisfied nature under control. And thus, that is what you see. So one photograph provides us with a brilliant opportunity to unpack so much about narcissism, which you wouldn't get anywhere else. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.